Hello and welcome. I'm Andrea, and this is the Mainstream Reiki YouTube channel. In this Reiki session today, we're going to tackle imposter syndrome from a couple of different angles. My first message to you, though, is congratulations, you have imposter syndrome. That might sound really strange, and you might not have heard that before. And I will explain that in just a moment. First, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. There's so many Reiki videos here for you, whether you're a practitioner looking for guidance or you're someone looking for healing and relaxation and stress reduction. I've made dozens and dozens of videos here for you. Now, this video is going to be a little bit different. And it's a little bit different because I'm giving you this talking introduction, which I don't do a whole lot anymore. But I think this topic is pretty important, and I think it deserves a little bit of introduction for you. Then we're going to embark on the Reiki session part. And this is a little bit different as well. In this video, I'm going to start a guided meditation with you, and it's going to go for just a few minutes. And then it's going to ask you to follow your guidance and follow the Reiki energy, because it's during that silence of about 15 minutes that you're going to be met directly with the Reiki energy. It's going to come to you directly to administer to you and help heal you in the highest ways, that because that's what Reiki does. In the background, though, I'll also be offering you Reiki. So you'll be receiving Reiki from me as usual, but this energy will meet with you also directly. So it's really quite a powerful experience. After the 15 minutes of silence, I'll come back at the end and gently bring you back. Now, you might want to grab a pen and paper, because at the beginning of this guided meditation, I'm going to ask you a series of short and pretty simple questions. And people have found that their results are better if they write down the answers to those few questions. So you can always pause the video if you want to grab a pen and paper. But here we go. Back to my explanation. Imposter syndrome is actually quite common. And I said congratulations are in order if you have it, and there's a really good reason why. If you have imposter syndrome, I know that you care. You are very, what should I say, compassionate. You have very high standards for yourself, and you don't want to put junk out into the world. You're here to be helpful, and you're here to really make quality contributions to the planet, to your relationships, and everything that you do. So that's why I say congratulations. You're probably also an innovator, and you're on the leading edge to bringing new things to the world. The shadow side of being, I guess, under the energy of imposter syndrome, and having that sort of drawback to this, is that you probably are very hard on yourself. You might not think you're worthy or deserve credit for success. You might be a people pleaser, and you might just be afraid that people will think you're a fraud, that you're a liar, something along those lines. So while suffering from imposter syndrome means that you have very good qualities, very valuable characteristics about yourself, there is also that shadow side. And we often pick up limiting beliefs and buy into them when we're children. And so, what we would say is that you have issues rooted somewhere in your energy. And it's those issues, those causes that help manifest this imposter syndrome when you're working in the present day. So go ahead and get that pen and paper if you haven't already, and meet me back here, and we will begin the Reiki session for you. Let's go ahead and begin. On your paper, write something down such as, I am now ready and willing to heal all root causes manifesting as imposter syndrome in my life. And now I'd ask you to go ahead and close your eyes And think about imposter syndrome. Think about how it has affected you, this issue. And I'd like for you to sort of scan your body now. And if the root cause of imposter syndrome were to be located somewhere in your physical body, where would it be? If the root cause of imposter syndrome was to be located somewhere in your physical body, where would it be? Does an area of the body come to your mind? Are you drawn to an area? Perhaps it just popped into your mind. Go ahead and write that location down. And if you're having trouble choosing a location, go ahead and just select one and write it down. It'll all work out. And now, as you look into that area where the root cause of imposter syndrome is located in your body, what shape does it have? Can you discern a shape? And then write that down on your paper. Again, if you're not quite sure, go ahead and take a guess. Is there a color associated with that shape? Write down the color if you can tell. And it's okay if you can't answer every single one of my questions. It'll be all right. Is there a texture to your shape? Write down the texture. Perhaps it's spiky or bumpy or smooth or like glass. Whatever you think your shape is like in texture, write that down. Can you tell if it's heavy or light? Is there a weight that you can put down on your paper? Perhaps after weight, we might be able to tell if there's a temperature. Is it cold, hot, warm, or maybe you just can't tell, and that's okay. You can write that down. I don't know. And finally, does your shape make a sound? Or does it have a message for you? Go ahead and write that down. And you can hit the pause button if you like, if you need any more time to answer those questions. Location of the root cause. Shape. Texture. Color. Texture. Weight. And sound or message. And now that you've completed all the questions that you're able to, go ahead and set your pen and paper to the side, and we're going to begin the Reiki part of this video. Make yourself comfortable. You may be seated or lying down. You can have your eyes open or closed. But take this time to fully relax, be willing to let go. And have your issue addressed fully and completely. Take a few deep breaths. It's a beautiful day, warm and sunny. You're walking down a path in a beautiful forest. As you breathe into yourself, you breathe in the life energy of the forest. And with every step that you take, you can feel the energy of the earth soaking in and moving up through the bottoms of your feet and into your body. As you walk along, you notice that there's another path and it goes off to the right. And you decide to follow it. Up ahead, you see a clearing in the forest. And in the clearing is a small hill. It's covered with soft green grass. Go ahead and begin walking up to the top of the hill. And when you reach the top of the hill, lie down on that soft green grass and feel the earth supporting you from underneath completely. Look up into the blue sky and see fluffy, bright white clouds drifting softly by. And as you're watching these clouds, a brilliant beam of light begins to shine down through a hole in the clouds. This beam of light bathes you in its light and then focuses directly on the shape that you identified. Focus on your shape, willing to let it go. The brilliant light begins to guide you. Follow the light. And now it's about time to return from this session, bringing your awareness to your body and your eyes. And as you come back, look into that area that you identified earlier and notice any changes to your shape. Take a few moments to write about that underneath where you wrote about identifying it. Your shape might be gone all the way, and that's great. It might look different, and that's all right too. If the shape remains in some form or fashion, let the energy continue to work with you. Go ahead and sleep. Let your body rest. When you wake up in the morning, before you get out of bed, scan your body, look into that location, and then look for the shape and see what you notice in the morning. Again, you can write about that on your paper. This session can be repeated as well. So if you wake up in the morning and there's residual of your shape still there, I'd invite you to replay just the Reiki portion of the video, but record in your journal what the shape looks like before you start your session and at the end each time. Remember that imposter syndrome can manifest from many different sorts of limiting beliefs and patterns. And so I wouldn't be surprised if you repeat this video, finding new shapes and new locations along the way. Just keep at it, because as we heal, we get deeper and deeper through the layers that have built up over time. And this is a pretty personal topic with probably some deep-rooted causes, but that's all right, because Reiki can help you, always for your highest good. You'll find this video and so many more on the channel. It's always good to do Reiki. As always, I wish you the highest Reiki blessings, and you can find some affirmations and other helpful information and links down in the description. Thank you so much for taking this time to invest in your healing process.